And this is Erica, your retreat producer, and today we're going to walk through how to buy a comprehensive cancel for any reason trip insurance policy. Trip insurance is required and it is absolutely essential for protecting your investment. And basically, the coronavirus is one of those stories that kind of teaches us that we are not in control of everything in our world. So just go here, click Start a Quote. You can type in your destination where you're going. Here I typed in Mexico. You can type in the date that you're leaving your home and returning. And again, if you're going to be coming early or staying late, that might vary. Here you type in your citizenship and where you live. If you are outside the United States, not all policies will apply for you, and you might need to check your own insurance agencies in your country. You enter the number of travelers and your age. And just some details. You're not going on a cruise or renting a home, but you can say that you're taking a flight. You enter your total cost. This doesn't have to be just for the retreat. This can include your non-refundable flight costs, maybe early arrival hotels, and any other excursions that you have booked. When did you start booking your trip? So this is important. You don't put down the date that you did your deposit. You always buy your insurance after final billing. So this would be 3 months before your retreat. So let's just pretend this is 3 months before a retreat, but you don't buy it until you have been billed in full. So please do not buy your policy after you put down the deposit. Wait for final billing. Hit View Quote. And one of the benefits of Insure My Trip is that they compare multiple plans, and that allows for better price comparison shopping. It's very important to come over here and type comprehensive. You want a comprehensive insurance policy and cancel for any reason. Basically, anything less than that, it's hard to get reimbursement claims. It's much more paperwork. For example, you might have to have doctor's notes and just go through a lot of hoops to get reimbursed. And potentially your claim could be denied, which is exactly what you don't want. So cancel for any reason is just a lot more leverage in terms of getting reimbursed and having coverage for just a variety of reasons. There's just so much that can happen in life. We can't even cover everything that could happen. So cancel for any reason is exactly that. Usually up until 48 hours before your trip, you can submit a claim and get up to 75% of your payment, your non-refundable payments back. Here I'm going to hit Apply Changes. And we're going to see which policies come up. So for Mexico, there's limited options. It's this nationwide policy. I've actually used them numerous times. They're awesome. Highly recommended. Let's go into the plan info and just take a peek at the fine print. So here we go. If you cancel your trip, you can get up to your total costs back, $3,000. If there's an interruption to your trip, you can get $4,500 off, $4,500 reimbursed. Cancel for any reason. So again, you need to have this checked. It is absolutely worth the upgrade, and you have to buy this within usually 24 to 48 hours after final trip payment. So that's that 3 months before that we just discussed. And a lot of people think, okay, why buy a trip insurance? Well, it's not just because of cancellations. There's also a lot of things that can happen on a trip. You could lose your bags, so you have a lot of coverage here. You could have baggage delay. So here's again more coverage, and travel delay. So for example, you might have to spend an extra night in an airport that you didn't plan on, and perhaps the airline doesn't cover that. You can submit for reimbursement. Something else to consider is medical coverage. Not all medical plans cover international fees, so you have quite a bit of coverage here. Accidental death coverage, evacuation. A lot of people don't even think about this, but if you ever needed to be airlifted out of a situation, an emergency situation, that's extraordinarily expensive, and a lot of times your medical coverage would not cover it for international travel, and that could be a huge financial blow. So having that up to $1 million of evacuation coverage is very important, and believe it or not, with airlifting, $1 million can go very quickly. And then there's a lot of additional benefits, such as itinerary change. For example, if we change the date and you don't want to come on that new date, you could get reimbursed. So there's just a lot of benefits to a comprehensive policy. And for this price of perhaps a massage and some souvenirs, it's just peace of mind. We want to stay friends. A retreat is all about creating lasting relationships with people. And if you are forced to lose money, that is extremely stressful. And we don't want that for us, for our relationship, and for your relationship of going on a retreat. Having this backup plan is just highly recommended and actually required. You can also use a cheaper policy. You can use, you could just do recommended. So there are policies that are cheaper, but they just don't have that cancel for any reason coverage. So it's just a lot lower in terms of your benefits, everything, even medical, accidental death, absolutely everything is lower. So you get what you pay for. So we hope this was helpful. Again, when you go to search, always comprehensive, always cancel for any reason. And if you have any questions, call Insure My Trip. Just please note, Blissed, we are not an insurance agent. We do not make money on this. We are purely telling you this because we want you to have a high level of coverage, and we want you to be protected. It's a big investment to go on a retreat, and life sometimes happens and or world factors, and this is how we protect. This is how you protect your investment. You are in charge of reading the fine print, understanding your coverage limits, and also please note that Blissed is not responsible for denied claims. So we realize we are recommending this to you, we are teaching you about it, but ultimately it's a deal between you and the insurance agency. So we hope this was helpful. We really want you to be protected. We've just seen so many cases where people don't get a high enough level of coverage, and that leads to stress and frustration, and we want you to avoid that. We want you to have an amazing trip, and hopefully you don't have to use it. That's the best case scenario. Okay, guys, hopefully this was helpful. We will talk soon. Call me or call Insure My Trip if you have any questions. Have a great day.